Hey, what's up? It's Jaja, and welcome back. Thank you, Heavenly Divine Creator and Source, for your love. Thank you for the opportunity to allow me to be present, to be whole, to be here, even in my insecurities, even in my overthought. Thank you, Heavenly Divine Creator and Source, for allowing me the opportunity to surrender, to become your vessel of love, light, and change, to become or to be the vessel in which you see fit for me at all times. Thank you, Lord, for the ability to release, to let go, to find my gaze where your light is seen and even hidden. Thank you for the opportunity to sense out opportunities, to sense out when you are in a place, when you are present, when you are teaching something, when you are speaking something. Thank you, Lord, for the opportunity for a sharper ear, perhaps even a slower mouth. But thank you for the opportunity for speech and tone and coherence. And thank you for showing me how to become more pliable, how to listen better, how to receive better, but also with proper discernment. And even in my insecurity, thank you for teaching me. Thank you for teaching us value, support, greater and deeper understanding of who we are and how it is that we can stylize our energy, clean our energy, clear our energy, amplify it, maintain it, sometimes correct it, add, subtract. Thank you, Lord, for the ability to show up. I don't know, sometimes I don't know why I would be showing up. I don't know to what exactly I would be showing up. Why is it that I even want to show up truly? And in the gaps of that, whether, let's say, to be seen, to be noticed, to be heard, to be validated, a lot of those needs do play in the background. And I do my best to move beyond those points. And once I do move beyond those points, then I end up just not showing up, right? Because I want to maintain a level of humility. And just recently, humility is a word that I wrestle with a little bit, and not entirely, more so in asking myself if I would rather use that word, humility. Do I relate to that word? And in its truth, is that even something that I'm being asked of? And in certain situations, I believe so, because we don't always need to behave and or act from a place of knowing better than, but to put myself or to put the self below in order to be accepted is something that I would only do before God, honestly. Okay, so I made this chamomile and lavender tea, and I put some oat milk creamer in it, and I had a feeling my tea bag, one of them, there's two, was going to burst, and one of them did burst. So I have floating herbs at the base of my creamy tea, but it seems to have settled all in the bottom. It's still pretty hot. I took in more air than tea. So, today we're integrating cool chill vibes. Cool. I can't. Cool chill vibes. Cool and chill vibes. We can do that. Certainly. Okay, okay. Something is deteriorating. Something is deteriorating and or rotting. And you can't exactly smell it. Now this deterioration and rotting presence, ay, 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 is hidden to the unknown. It's vascular sect, which is interesting. So it's running through the veins, but rotting is such a strong word. But I think you're being protected from what is dying off in your environment. And it could be a change of your behaviors. It could be a change in your energy vibratory frequency that is killing off something in your energy field. And it is something that has been trapped or within that field for quite some time. And it didn't belong there. And it's stubborn and it's almost stuck there. But because there has been a change in your base energetic frequency, that thing or this energy or this presence is essentially like has suffocated and is dying or has died and is now decomposing. This is like a parasitic energy, if you would. It was an energy that was like embedded in the auric field that did not belong. Now, where there is decay, sometimes fermentation, but then I'm looking at it as manured grounds and sewer. Sewer and the manured grounds different. One necessary for the churning over of nutrient and nutrient dense produce, production. You're receiving the symbols, you're receiving the information, the slowing down that something has to take its time on its way out. But I don't see you suffering the consequences of such. I believe that you are aware of like irritants or something that just keeps popping up and you don't know how to get rid of it, but the situation calls for tact, stillness, patience, intention. Yes, it's like cleaning out something over and over again until it stops giving and or producing. So going into maybe like, let's think about a slow drain or a faucet or some sort of like avenue that has been turned off, but the remaining or the remainder or the remaining energy source in that artery or in that pole or in that tube or in that space transitionary period where the energy and flow is going from one point to another and the source has been turned off, there's a slow drip of the remnants that is passing. And as it drips, as to not ruin the foundation, we keep cleaning it up. But we cannot see how much is remaining in that pipeline. So we can't logically or intelligently, we understand that we've removed the source and that this is excess, especially due to how it keeps pouring or raining or dripping in, that we have to just kind of be patient and clean up after it until it's completely gone. Now, there's no way around this, and it's happening regardless, but it's being experienced as an inconvenience, something that's totally enough to like upset you, where you want to address it at every given second and like when it comes up. That would be the best thing to do, is to clean it up or to deal with it or to feel it or to heal it or to continuously clean it up until you've perfected it, until it dissipates completely on its own. What else? Yeah, you've done the work of going through the major passageway that is now getting you to this point of perfectionism. But in order to perfect something, like let's say we're cleaning a rug. In order to clean a rug, it requires deep cleaning. It is full of fibers, it is full of layers. And usually, in order to really deep clean a rug, we're going to clean it layer by layer, like water, scrub it, rinse, water, scrub it, rinse, until we get all the dirt, all the dirty water, until the water begins to run clear. It's a process that needs attention, that needs like proper care of like cleaning it up, almost like working in a restaurant and we're serving food and we're dealing with all kinds of materials and liquids and solids and dishes and etc. We are working hard, we're serving, we're making a mess, but as that mess comes up, we have to address it and maintain it. This is this correlates to like dressing a wound or addressing a wound, mindfully caring for it until it's gone. Even if it's a wound that you did not cause, a wound that maybe you feel that someone should be assisting you with, your greater intelligence understands how to take care of yourself. And so this is what we're doing, is we're untying or dealing with a situation that has rotted, and we're dealing with it with patience and poise and with education and knowing that the only way to address this is to continue to address it until it's no longer there. It's just one of those things that we cannot get rid of. But because you are receiving signs of decay, it means like that you're on the better path. But decay just sounds like a crazy word, like nothing really sounds fun about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also like understanding like ideas of amputation, meaning going in, or and I don't think amputation is the correct word. It can be like deep wound healing where something can be regenerated, but the decayed parts have to be cut off. It's like a piece of fruit that has a soft spot. A part of it has started to go, but you cut it off, and the rest of the fruit is so good. Then we have like other components like plants. We're able to go in and prune them, and if pruned correctly and with care and with intention, the plant continues to give, the plant continues to thrive and grow even more so. And these are points and opportunities of revival. Not to say that you are not past the decay point of no return. Hey, it's up to you to determine if that's even something that you would even want to revive and how much of it has already gone. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, also like being aware of the measurements and the severity of which it's taken you to address the manner. It's like, oh, yes, it might appear like addressing the symptom instead of addressing the core problem, because a lot of this is something that you've already invested into, something that you've already learned, accumulated, that doesn't need your direct attention on it, so to speak, because you already set it into motion. It's already a seed or a plant from something that you grew already. It's just that something is rotting off, and it has no choice but to go at this time. But for some reason, we have to endure the passageway and endure like seeing that thing rot to pieces without potentially any return. And it's so odd because why can't we remove it? Like, just there's that like need to amputate, and I don't think that that was the right form of action. And so um yeah, because I feel like amputation just kind of cuts off the opportunity to walk those paths and exercise them. But again, every situation is unique. I don't even know if I want to pull cards, though. We're almost 19 minutes in. It was 1848. And movement, choices, and decisions. It's number 2. It's the Two of Wands. And it's like, okay, so we are preparing for our next destination. But first, we're like taking a look at what our potential options are. And it's not even just about immediate options. Like, what do I have immediately available to me? Because, like we mentioned, we are in the chill and like relax part while we are simultaneously hosting a rotting presence. Holy moly. So we're taking a look at our options for the long-term future. Like, really, like taking a step back and thinking about what is it? What is it that I always wanted? It's about having the stamina and the stillness to continue to pour or redirect that flow in a way that nourishes your options, your choices, and your forward movement. What are the certain parts of yourself that you've forgotten that you love and that you knew that you were always going to get for yourself until you encountered so and so X, Y, and Z dilemma that just like wreaked so much havoc in in your world, in the world, and it can be a multitude of things. It can be a place of work, a place of living. It could just be a mindset as well. I like one card at a time, and I think I'm just gonna pull two. All right. Yeah, rest and rejuvenate. This is about the stillness required for self-care, and that self-care thing could be so, let's say, redundant and or just doesn't really make sense, but asking yourself, what is it that you truly need to fully rejuvenate your path, or to fully rejuvenate you, to fully rejuvenate your choices and your decisions? Like pulling all of your energy and life force into the self, creating this coolness, this stillness, in order to rejuvenate and reassess our choices and decisions moving forward. And how is it that we can take responsibility in self-actualizing the world? It's like feeling so close but yet so far. Feeling so close but yet so far. But the world doesn't revolve around you, but also, like, no one's going to make your inner world rotate for you. So perhaps it's you that revolves around your inner world. And it's how you allow yourself to make your choices that bring you the true replenishment, rejuvenation, that allows you to step forward into or back into the world. So it's like, are we making choices for our best interest? And I think that answer is yes. But with that, consequences of decay, somewhat looking like delay. But that again could be furthest from the truth. Financial and material changes. Yeah, really understanding like how we've been able to manage our financial world, how we're able to tackle and look at the truths, the numbers, the accusations, the amount of times something had to change. And it did. It really did. And there's that thinking woman here. Hey, that logical mind is nice after we've overly processed through the heart and the spirit, meaning like the reliance of the mind is so amazing when you've been living in, let's say, emotional weakness for quite some time. And it just feels nice to be able to now consciously align those inner choices and decisions with what it is that you've always seen for yourself. The best of nature that brought you replenishment and zeal and excitement and joy for life. The things that you always wished and dreamt of wanting. Like it could be so simple, like a plush pair of slippers. obstacles and challenges. It's overcoming fear of, let's say, not being able to address your problems head on, fear of thinking that logistics cannot be, I wanted to say manipulated, but that's not, to me, that's not a healthy word. Like how logistics can be applied in order to overcome particular obstacles and challenges. But again, it's like this slow, cool approach as an old habit could be what's rotting is dying off so that you can realign yourself with the material world that you've always seen yourself enjoying and or living in. But it's so much going on, the temptation and the call to fall back to what's easier. And maybe, I don't, maybe this could be an allure, this can be an attraction. This is about magnetizing people, places, and things that will challenge you and to try to take you away from yourself. But that very like need to become self-possessed is like what I'm really understanding here. Yeah, the temptation and the angel of balance. Oh, that's two. Although that was a victory card and a root chakra card, so it's like claiming victory over primal motives, claiming victory over base needs, security, but also the fears that hide in there, and also the things that we do to feel secure that are hiding and nullifying the core fear or the core wound. Okay. And then power. So, harmonizing and pulling together your animal instincts to no longer put up with situations, people, places, or things that only projected like negative energies and frequencies into your like beautiful, almost naive and pure and innocent selves. And just like wreaking havoc on your sense of time and direction because of always being used to being overly giving, and I heard self-serving too in some situations, like being too self-serving, it created an imbalance in relation to how you're creating or bringing on an ultimate and or true reality that actually consists on principles of joy and happiness. So yeah, there's like this dichotomy of like becoming really self-possessed, self-knowing, self-loving, and caring, but then understanding how to extend balance within the other. That doesn't necessarily block you from your core wounding, but actually does trigger them in order to feel them, to see them, seal them, and heal them, etc. So, yeah. A lot of eights, a lot of fours, a lot of stability, a lot of power moves, a lot of like power and growth, and the power and the stamina to confront obstacles, all obstacles, material, and any obstacles in relations to the movements and choices that you need to make in order to get to where you're going. So it's self-esteem tied in with self-care, tied in with like stop being the self-sacrifice, but yet self-indulging enough in a way that replenishes you but doesn't throw the Richter of social balances off course. So you're empowering yourself in a way that is much needed due to the original imbalance, and which is why like an old habit energy is dying off. And then we are re-nourishing or redirecting our life force energy despite the temptations of the past in order to replenish and rejuvenate our path forward based on our true wants, needs, and desires, consciously taking care of everything and all the dirt and stuff underneath the surface so that all of that purity can sustain what's truly meant for you moving forward, but first, like the work or just that natural transition. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for listening to all of that, and hopefully it served you well. So I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, later. Later.